Residents in southern Tasmania are demanding to know why cloud seeding was conducted over the Derwent River catchment the day before the worst floods in 40 years. Cloud seeding is a technique used to increase rain.
Does the ADEQ have the ability to take a position on this and investigate it further and find out where these toxic metals are coming from that are in our rainwater and in our blood? Thank you.
Is working to make sure we get every drop of rain possible out of this storm.
It shows us cloud seeding is now underway.
With a small pop and a puff of smoke, cloud seeding is done in the hills above Pasadena.
Well, we send up particles from the apparatus behind me that will seed the cloud. It'll go into the cloud, and this particle will be attracting water vapor inside the cloud, creating a drop of water that starts as ice, and as it falls to earth, we get heavier rain.
We've had a lot of cases where we were seeding storms that had no business being seeded. We were just kind of throwing darts, and we were seeing responses in some of those. So we are learning that maybe there's more opportunity with some of these. Maybe we don't even need to have a rain cloud. We could go work cumulocongested clouds that aren't really precipitating yet. And if
radar-absorbing carbon fiber clouds tested under a variety of at-sea conditions using assets from the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force. These man-made clouds are part of a layered defense and are capable of preventing a missile from detecting and striking its target.
China is not leaving things to Mother Nature. The Chinese government is planning to employ upgraded weather control systems in Heilongjiang, Jilin, and Liaoning, the three provinces responsible for 54% of the nation's rice production. The project, which will continue until June, involves creating artificial rain using cloud seeding, special aircraft, rockets, and much more. China has been tinkering with the idea for years, but how controllable can the weather be? Mr.
Yes, Fletcher, another question on the in an interview with the Los Angeles Times on April 21st, you said that you told the Associated Press that the American government has created weather tampering techniques so that the New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans and to control the rest. Would you explain what you were trying to say?
Well, what I was trying to say is exactly what I said. There is weather control techniques. We have a complete package on that, which I did not bring, but I certainly will see to it that it is brought in for the record. Number one, the entire patents on the equipment. Number two, Senator Claiborne Pell's complete statement and story of his own that not only does it exist, but that we even utilize it as far back as the Vietnam War. You might want to touch base with Senator Pell.
I just want to repeat before I turn to
So yes, but we do have all that information.
You're saying the government has created weather tampering techniques so that the, quote, New World Order will be able to starve millions of Americans.
Worldwide.
Millions of Americans, and to control the rest.
Yes, sir, and that's my belief. As
All right, guys, welcome in, welcome back. Man, I'm having a hard time getting this flowing here. I think we're about ready to go. I'll try and get Chad up. Welcome into the first 16-day forecast of March. Barely made it to March. I'm still upright, barely. but I'm still upright. Let's try to get in the main screen here. There we go. Haven't been doing too good here lately, but I think we'll be able to pull this off. Talking a little better today. Anyway, we'll do the 16-day forecast. I'm not going to go over many articles tonight. I'm just going to try to get through the main part of the show. Looking at the map here, man, look at the storms are going backwards up over the west, up over the northwest. They're going backwards. The storms are going up into Canada. We've had a freaky operation go right over the Midwest. We got the atmospheric river flowing in. People are trapped in the mountains in California. Been out without food, water, medicines. I mean, they're just blasting California. The drought is over. There is no drought in California. Later in the week, we'll take a look at them drought monitors and stuff. It's good. Yeah, I sound good today. I'm just having the dizziness and the liver crap. But I'm doing okay other than that. What else did I want to show? We'll take a quick look at the power outage map. Looking a little better today. Kentucky's still up there, 157,780. Michigan, 56,000. Tennessee, 23,000. California, 19,000. 6,659. Looks like still quite a few. Pennsylvania, 3,900. West Virginia, a couple thousand. Ohio, 4,000. Still quite a few without power. A couple thousand. Alabama. Arkansas, 1,500, 1,800, Oklahoma. Texas, we already did them. All right, let's hit just a very couple articles I got, then we'll jump right into the 16-day. So in Kentucky, death toll rises to 13, hundreds of thousands in the dark for the massive winter storm. Almost 500,000 Americans from Kentucky to Michigan were in the dark Sunday after the massive front dumped heavy snow. At least 13 deaths were reported from the storm, dumping several feet of snow in California mountains, pushing it east. 5 deaths were confirmed in Kentucky's wind gusts surpassing 70 miles an hour down trees. More than 224,000 homes were without power in Kentucky. Michigan, 36,000. I mean, that storm, they walloped everybody. Got my voice pretty good tonight. And we tracked this Hurricane Freddy, man. How it started right above the low frequency array down in Australia. How all them storms and it shot straight across the ocean for thousands and thousands of miles. This thing is still going. Freddy defies odds as the world's longest lived invincible cyclone. Extremely rare, just won't cut him anymore. Freddy is now something never seen before, a truly one-of-a-kind cyclone. The storm started back on February 3rd, northwest of Australia, traversed the entire 10,000-kilometer-wide Indian Ocean, Category 5, broke the record for the most amount of cyclone energy ever reported. You know, we said it was like a practice, it's like a practice run. And then it wiped out, tons of people in Madagascar, Africa, Zimbabwe. I don't even know how many people were killed by this thing, but you can see the track here. Started all the way by Australia, all the way straight across over Madagascar, and now it's back turning into a hurricane again, or a cyclone. We'll take a quick look at that on the deal here, if I can find it. So after it's already ran all this, now it's just still spinning around down there. Now it's going to go up and hit Africa as a Category 1. See what it looks like on the RI real quick. Don't know if I can animate it or not. Maybe not. The thing just spinning around like a washing machine. Hopefully I'll feel a little better tomorrow night. We'll really dig into the microwave imagery on that. I'm going to try to close some of these down as we go. Now I lost it. What a rare vortex cloud twisting over Mississippi. That was back on the 27th. Some of these are a little old. Yeah, screw that one. Yeah, some of these I'm not even going to deal with here. We've got some kind of weird dust in Maryland on the cars. This is an older article too. Ah, that's from the dust of all the dust storm. Okay, you can get out of that. Some of this stuff is junk. In fact, let me get into some of this stuff and we'll just jump in the thing. So our solar wind speed is still up super high. 570 kilometers a second. We got the Russell-McPherson effect. The vernal equinox is only 2 weeks away. At this time of the year, cracks from the Earth's magnetic field, even a weak stream of solar wind can penetrate, spark a good display of auroras. We got a new source of flares, AR 3242, crackling with M-class solar flares. It was already flaring when he started shooting around 5:11 UT time. I'm hoping to get a scope that can look at that stuff before I'm gone. Anyway, we're going to try. Then we'll know all that. So yeah, if your ears are ringing, you're feeling weird, pains are up. I mean, this is a big part of health issues. Could mess with pacemakers, radios, low frequency stuff. I mean, just look at all the sun activity right here. This has been between last year and this year, has just been the most craziest amount of sunspots I've ever seen. Now, in the beginning, I always show the intros. People don't know why the weather's like it is. They want to call it what they will. But when we look at all the Skynet that's all across the globe, which I'm getting ready to show you, but I wanted to show you this. This is down in Antarctica. It's called the Sippel Station Antarctica. It was the first long-term, and to this day, the most referenced magnetospheric wave injection experiment. It is operated by Stanford University at Sippel Station Antarctica. Now closed. The facility is buried under many feet of snow. This was actually HAARP's grandfather. So before HAARP, they had one down here in Antarctica. Right down here in the tip. Just down, straight down below Drake's Passage. But when we turn this, where we can see everything. This is just like the Skynet, man. It's like the geostorm. All these little radars can affect the skies. You got super darns, antenna arrays. You know, everybody thinks of just HARP, man. There's tons of antenna arrays. Like almost every one of these low frequencies aren't, but they are antenna arrays. I mean, you got them everywhere. You got them in India, Japan. Everybody has their like own HARP facilities, many of them. You got the big ice casts that are going up. I'm going to put these links in the description so you can check all this stuff out. This is the new one they're building. 2 huge arrays. Wow, what? I lost it. There it is. So we got all this stuff around here that can affect the atmosphere. And then if you want to even dig deeper, just go to weathermodificationhistory.com. Like I said, I'm going to put all these links in the deal here. I'm trying to find my notepad because I forgot to put them in here. A little slow tonight. Save that. Okay. Get my chat back going. And right here you can go through the timeline. You just click the timeline up here at the top, which you can't see. Let me... There. It's right up here if you can see my mouse. And you can see all the newspaper articles from way back from the 1800s up to pretty present day. And you can see just how far back it went that man tried to change the weather. I mean, it goes way, way back into the late 1800s. And the only way to learn is read through the history. See, there's that clip I play all the time from 1980. Anyway, good place to start if you want to really know what's really going on with the weather and what's really happening. Jump out of there. Got our new heating event. They like totally blew apart the polar vortex winds. We got a new heating event over the Russia area. The whole polar vortex cold area is just blowed all apart. Let me put this on the wind. Where's the polar vortex? It's like gone. Look at it. It's just a little bitty. It's not even a big spinning rotation, man. It's just like a mini polar vortex. We got high winds around the lower part of the equator. Nothing down over Antarctica. Now, if I just go back like a week or something, I just go back a month. Download didn't work. Well, I can't go there. That's where we're at. All right. Well, never mind. Anyway, it's all freaked out. Get a drink here. All right. I think I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into the 16-day. All right. So we're looking at the next 16 days worth of moisture. We can see California's got a big old target on it. So all the people are trapped now in the mountains. Better get out as soon as possible because you got way more coming. I mean, they are really going to get hit this time. And then we got a new target zone down over Florida. Still hitting Kentucky and Indiana. So pretty much half the United States is going to get pretty soggy. Actually, everybody. But we do have the new lower target zone, so they're starting to work to the south now. But man, look at the West Coast. Look at California. They're going to hammer them. All right, let's take this all the way back. Let me get this on the rain and moisture. We'll try to see what kind of storms are coming. We know where the targets are. Check the temperatures. All right, we're going to go up 6 days, 6 hours at a time. I'll stop talking about anything we need to talk about as we go. So right now we can see storms just to the north, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Light stuff right now going into California. Not even sure if that's hitting the ground, but it'll change. So I'm just going to take this on up till we get in anything big. Right now it's just wind. Normal storms. You got a little heavy snow coming in. Pennsylvania and them, Connecticut, all them areas. Coming up on Tuesday. Just keep on taking this up till I see something really pop off. It's all simple. So it looks like the first storms are going to start popping off around Wednesday, March 8th. Right over Oklahoma. Could be severe. Could be tornadoes, hell, definitely flooding. Everything's going to be flooded. Go right down through Arkansas, right through the New Madrid zone. Not quite as bad as the previous weeks. Snow for the north here on Thursday, March 9th. Another storm starts firing up over Oklahoma on Thursday, March 9th. Tracks, same place, right over Arkansas. Tennessee, and this would be a pretty good snowmaker. Up around Iowa, the Dakotas. Heavy flooding rains for Missouri, Illinois. And then we got some heavy stuff coming in Washington, Oregon, heavy winds. It's on March 10th, Friday. Tracking these, so we got, here's the big atmospheric river coming in. The West Coast, that's going to start it off around Friday the 10th, so you guys are going to be getting hit pretty much all week. Pockets of heavy snow up to the north, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, all going to get hit here around Friday, next Friday. Even some ice down there in the Carolinas, West Virginia, California is still going to be getting waxed the whole time. I mean, they're going to get slammed. If you got a way to get out now, you may want to get out of the mountains. If you can't get out, you got to get out. That's definitely going to be some devastating stuff there. So Saturday, March 11th, rain for the south, snow for the north, the west getting waxed. Looks like every day. It's going up into next Sunday. See if that moves, starting to finally move out around going Saturday into Sunday, moving out. Kicking that storm finally off. And here we are on next Sunday, March 12th. Still light snow, rain. Everything's going to be really soggy. Kentucky, Tennessee is going to get hit again. They've been getting hit over and over. Pretty good storm out there in the Atlantic. See the cold air just tipping down there. We'll try to check that. So a huge swath of moisture Monday, March 13th, across the whole Midwest. Cold air dropping in behind it. We'll have to see how cold. But then we got super flooding rains Monday, March 13th. Starting down in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee. That one's going to kind of shoot down to the south. So here's where we're starting to get all the moisture finally down to the super south. Cold air pushing pretty far down into Arkansas. So we got our weather pattern change. So this is the new weather pattern cycle. Look at that cold air dropping pretty far down. Not quite sure how cold that air is till we go look. Take this on up. Wednesday, March 15th. Look at the swath of moisture there on the west coast. Coming back in for round 20. And there it is, man. They're just going to get slammed. We're probably going to have a problem with dams, mudslides, landslides, avalanches. All this weight of the water could cause an earthquake. So we got like everything going on the West Coast this cycle. Still on Wednesday, March 15th, heavy snow for the upper Northeast. Going into 16, look, it's not letting up, man. This is going to be major. Then you got a low pressure coming in right with it. So it looks like California is going to be in a little bit of trouble this next 2 weeks. At least the people are. Cold air dipping pretty far down here, too. We're on Thursday, March 16th. Still raining. Everybody else getting a break, but the cold air is dipping way down even into Georgia. Like I said, we'll have to look to see how cold that is. By Friday, March 17th, it finally kicks that system out. Just to start it back over Texas. Could see some sleet and ice, snow for Kansas, Nebraska. Looks like we could have one more little sleet ice storm and then major flooding for Texas, Oklahoma, tornadoes, blizzard at the top. So this section that we're going to be getting flooding rains this Saturday, March 18th. And look at that right over Louisiana, Mississippi, just pounded with tons and tons of moisture. California's getting another round all at the same time. And look at that swath of flooding rain here on Saturday, March 18th for Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi. So we got quite a few flood zones, especially the west. And then this is going to track down because of the weather change. Heavy snow for the mountains. Look at the size of that pressure right there up Washington, Oregon's coast. And here's where that flooding is going to come in for Florida on the 19th. And this is really showing up into the purples. It don't look real big right here, but it's showing up into 24 inches of rain down here in Florida around March next Sunday, 2 weeks from today, the 19th. We'll see how that sticks around, man. I mean, that's in the purple. It's showing the purple all the way up on the graph. We'll see what's going on with that. Take this on up. Look at it. It's just staying there for hours at a time. So it looks like they're really going to flood the panhandle of Florida pretty good right around 2 weeks from today. Excuse me there. Yeah, so it's going to hammer them pretty good. Pretty heavy moisture for the west, for the middle, late in around the 20th. Take this into the 21st. More storms for Tennessee, Kentucky. See, it's all the same targets. Except for now, California is a main target, Washington, Oregon. And we got this mega rain bomb that's going to be coming in around March 21st. For the same places, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana, all of them. And that one's going to start tracking down. So we can see our difference in the weather pattern, instead of tracking up, now they're starting to track down to the south. And it'll continue like that till we get our next bunker fuel operation. So that's all the storms for the next 2 weeks. Let me throw this on the temperatures real quick. I'm not going to be able to go much longer. All of a sudden, I got all super tired all of a sudden. Yeah, the fatigue, man, it comes and goes like so quick. So I'm just going to try to cycle through this real quick, just see what kind of really mild right here, still mild. Just trying to see if any super cold. Not seeing a whole lot. I mean, right here we got some pretty good cold 15s, 16s. It's around next Sunday. So even with these cold fronts, we are getting a pretty good batch of cold around the 15th. For the Dakotas, minus 13, minus 0. It looks like the low temperatures are going to be in the low 20s. So no super polar vortex Arctic plunges because there's no polar vortex winds right now. They did something to it. All right, let me just check a couple other areas real quick and try to get through this. Let's go ahead and check some other regions. Check New Zealand. So regular side's getting hit. Tasmania's getting hit. Looks like the North Island's getting a little more of a break this time. Square up on Australia. They're going to be lighting the fires up out here. So Tasmania, a little bit to the south. We got some moisture coming into the north. Nothing around the antenna array. Go figure. Go check Europe. So Norway is getting a little bit less. North UK. Ireland's going to be getting hit pretty good. So is Iceland. It's all pretty good. Let's check East Asia. See what they got going. Man, yeah, I got to go get my feet elevated, man. They are hurting. Japan's getting a break. And I think that's someone to check there. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and keep this really short, man. I'm done. Hopefully I'll get to feeling better here soon. I do feel a little better today. My legs were a little better. I'm just struggling with the other stuff right now. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take it easy tonight. And try to get these legs elevated and all that. I got to go back to work tomorrow. Hopefully I can work. Anyway, guys, armor on. Eyes to the sky. Thanks everybody out there helping us. Sending prayers, man. That's what we need, prayers right now. Just prayers this liver and kidneys start working right. Anyway, guys, armor on. Much love. We'll be back sometime soon. I'll let you guys know if anything goes down. Anyway, guys, here we go. I'm out of here. I'm not going to do an outro. Had a long enough intro. All right, guys, have a good week. We'll check in when we can. Much love. Eyes to the sky and armor on, man. We need the armor. We're in a big battle. Anyway, I'm out. Here we go. It was long.